Hey everyone, welcome to the Stealthy Crafter. It's been a while, hasn't it, guys? I'm sorry for the long delay on videos. I can't wait to tell you what's been going on. But first things first, this is going to be a Whip Chat. If you don't know what a Whip Chat stands for, it stands for Work in Progress. What normally happens is, you can bring out your own whips, or you could do chores, drive along, whatever you want while you listen to me chatter about what's been going on to my day-to-day life or any other boring, rambling nonsense that I can think of at the time. So, let's get started, shall we? So today's project is Moon Elf. I know I said I was going to be working on something else a few weeks back. Things changed. The canvas was gone. An accident happened, so we got water spilled. What happened was it's not water, it was like fizzy, sticky water, and it was poured all over the canvas, the drills, and oh my goodness, it was like the glue was peeling off, the drills were all sticky. I couldn't salvage the whole thing. I was so upset. It had to be thrown out. In my process of freaking out because I woke up to this, I also ruined my cross-stitching project that I had underneath the table. That had to get thrown out too. So oh man, like I said, I was so upset. It took me a while to kind of recruit because I was like, I didn't really want to do anything at all. I was really upset. I was like, it was because it's an expensive painting, and here I did ruin the whole thing, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. I did start working on this one because I figured what I could do was I was going to work on this so that way there wasn't so much dark like I had with La Sorcière. That one had so much dark, and it was just hard to see while I was doing it and talking to you guys, if you guys even watched along. But I figured I wanted something that has a little bit of color and stuff like that until I can get to the further part of my other project. And I just couldn't work on this. I just was not feeling it for a good bit. I tried to record last week, and I couldn't. I was so nervous with what was going on. I had that dentist appointment that was coming up, and then my husband's making something in the background. But yeah, I was so upset about the canvas, and then with my teeth thing, I was just a wreck last week, and I tried to get a recording up. I didn't like how I talked. I didn't like how anything came out, so I just scrapped it, and I kind of just gave up and said, I'll do it after the whole thing. I'll be better. Yeah, no. It took me another additional time to finally recover from everything. But good news is my husband, he saw how upset I got, and he ordered another canvas for me. He ordered the same exact one. It came Saturday-ish or something. I don't remember what day it was, but it came, and I haven't kitted up the entire thing. I'm kind of nervous too, but he didn't really have to spend that much money on me, but it was really nice that he did that. So I may do that soon. I just decided maybe I'll just still use this for my Whip Chats, and then that one's for the off times. So if you want to see what I'm doing, I'm going to try and start posting regularly on Instagram again. I kind of been slacked about it, especially with what's been going on, but yeah, I'm going to try and post more often. I have actually posted in the last few days quite a bit of different stuff. I posted a picture of this. I posted some blankets I made for my neighbors, and I posted some snow pictures that my kids were dealing with as well. So, so it's not all just diamond painting now, but it's going to be mostly diamond painting. It was just some stuff that I've been but just, doing while I was taking a small diamond painting break. But, oh man, I missed talking to you guys. This is kind of like therapy in a way. I really should go see a therapist, but it's kind of therapeutic being able just to talk and say not what I want to say with everything, but some of the stuff that just comes to my mind. Because unfortunately, I do this to my husband a lot. I just start talking to him while he's busy doing a thing. Like, he's really involved watching someone who's playing video games and stuff like that. And I just go, I really like cheese. And he just kind of has to stop and hear me just talk about, why I like cheese, what's going on with cheese, basically whatever subject I am. It's not cheese, but, it's just whatever subject I have. And he's so patient, but there's times where he's like, can I watch my show, please? And I'm like, oh, sorry, okay. So, yeah, in a way, it's kind of nice being able to do this with you guys. And, if you really don't want to listen, you can go, let's turn this lady off. But yeah, oh man, I do not know where I last left you guys. So I guess I could talk a little bit about what's going on recently, and I'll work myself back. So we have had a snow day here. Well, not really a snow day, because school was already canceled beforehand. So if you guys keep track of the news, there's been a big snowstorm, Izzy, that kind of blew through. It's Monday, by the way, so I'm actually got my kids upstairs. They're bundled up. They're staying warm. I just asked, can I have a little time doing this? Because we spent all day playing for the most part. Well, they did. I kind of got tired and had to go inside. Because I'm still recovering with my mouth. So this still might be a short one. It depends, unless my mouth gets too sore and hurting. But we shall see. But yeah, so we had a storm that came through. It promised about 6 to 8 inches in our area. For my kids, they were like excited, and I'm just like, yeah, this is South Carolina. We'll see, And as it got closer and closer, I was seeing that I was being correct. It became 100% snow to, slowly changing to wintry mix, and then freezing rain. So by the time it was getting closer, like the day before, it showed 100% chance of freezing rain. Oh my goodness, my oldest, she had her eye on that storm the whole time, and she was so disappointed. And I was just like, it's okay, we can keep hoping, because it was supposed to originally start snowing and then go into, freezing rain. So let's see. I guess we could backtrack Saturday night then. So storm's about to happen. People here act crazy, understandably, because we don't get storms like this. And we don't have the infrastructure. I mean, like, when I first moved here, I kind of laughed and giggled and went, you guys are so crazy, because I was used to more of icy weather. Oh, darn it. Why did I think I was done with this color? But yeah, it was just like, so people kind of went nuts, a little too nuts in my opinion. So I am all over the place. I am so sorry. So let's see. We had some people who were not being careful, while they're trying to get stuff done. My timing with my dentist appointment, it was really bad timing, because I was supposed to eat soups and soft foods and everything following what was going on, and a lot of places were sold out on that stuff because of the storm. Oh my, it was like, but I really do need this type of food. And my husband's like, sorry, it's all sold out. We tried 2 different places. We ordered from 2 different places to go pick up groceries, because I didn't really feel like going out too much. But let's see. And we actually had to go in after I was done with my tooth problems, my tooth procedure. We actually went into a store to do a thing. But yeah, let's see. We had people acting crazy. My husband decided, as a last, treat, pick up some fast food for the kids and I, in case we gotten a power outage. We were trying to save some of our food so that way we can eat it later. We had bread, we got milk. The only reason why we actually picked up an extra gallon of milk was to make hot chocolate for the kids. I mean, when you factor in there's 5 of us, milk kind of goes quickly in the house, especially when all 5 of us actually drink the milk. So we decided, let's just pick up an extra gallon of milk and also get some marshmallows, make some hot chocolate. Hopefully, if the power stays on. But we mostly gotten stuff that would be like bread, meat, things like that, like deli meat that could go quickly because, like I said, there is 5 of us, so bread and stuff like that will go quickly. But we kind of figured what we would do, because it has happened in the past that power goes out very often in this area, is that we'll just put all of our food that's in the fridge and put it in the deep box that's in the garage, because that garage is freezing. Glad it was freezing, but, at the same time, I don't like going in there if I have to. But yeah, Saturday night he got in food. He was telling me about how everywhere was just so packed. Like, people are going crazy trying to get things. When we were picking up groceries the day before, this one person got 9 packs of water. And I'm like, lady, save some for the rest of us. But yeah, if the water pipes here break, you're going to be out. You're going to be SOL without water. Luckily our pipes haven't broken, but we do have one more night of where the temperatures are going to drop really low again. Before the next day, it's going to be at least in the 30s during the night. You can tell my kids they're not used to this kind of weather. But yeah, it was kind of funny. So we got in Five Guys. Yeah, we got in Five Guys Saturday night. It took forever. And my son's starting to develop an attitude. No, I wouldn't say develop an attitude, but he's been starting to. I don't know if he picked it up from school, from his older sister. But when I made the announcement of, hey, Daddy's on his way back home, he's like, finally! And I just kind of looked at him and I'm like, I could just tell him, just drop the food and we'll just, have nothing. Because I'm not going to deal with that kind of attitude from him. And he realized he messed up, apologized. We had a discussion why it's not cool to act like that, and if he hears people act like that, don't mimic them, and stop acting like your big sister. We're trying to correct that behavior already. She's been mimicking her friends from school. It's bad enough as it is. And it's bad enough that she mimics her daddy, because like I can always go, can you put this up for me? And they'll just raise it high up in the air and like, yeah, there you go. And I'm just like, that's not what I meant, and you know it. But yeah, all of them have, they all are their daddy's kids. That's all I gotta say. I mean, yeah, there's parts where they mimic me, but they're definitely my husband's kids. That's not a good thing. But yeah, so get home. The food was kind of a little cold, but it was okay. I was able to start eating a bit more on the solid foods by that point, so I was just like, food, give me. And I didn't care. I always get the same thing I always get at Five Guys, and it's like just a little hamburger with ketchup, grilled onions, and mushrooms. It's delicious. Don't judge me. I do like other stuff, but just that's what I prefer from Five Guys. There we go, tongue twister. But yeah, the kids got excited because I was like, we're not having McDonald's. I am so sick and tired of McDonald's in this household. But the kids were just excited because, hey, fast food. And especially, they kind of pulled this thing. They were like, can we have fast food? We've been good. We had good grades because their report cards came in and they did excellent. All of them did. And they were just like, we did really good. We should get fast food. I'm like, oh, should you? But they were trying to pull it for lunch and dinner. I'm like, no, 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 no. That's a little too much. But we did agree for dinner. I didn't feel like cooking. My husband didn't feel like cooking. So yeah, we did that. But yeah, we also said sleepovers. So my oldest was excited at the thought of a sleepover until she realized she has to sleep on the floor. She doesn't like the little pull-out mattress that we have, so she'd rather sleep on the floor. She still wasn't excited about it, but what we did is, so cause we live in the south, we don't have a heating unit like further up north. The electric bill gets crazy high if you just leave it alone. It keeps kicking into emergency heat. Our first year, when we moved here and had to actually pay for, like the heat and stuff like that compared to like our apartments and stuff, we got a sticker shock. We were like, oh my god, because it was crazy ridiculous. And we kind of had to deal with it the next 2 years after that, like just shutting everything off, making sure everyone was bundled up, because one of the things was our oldest, she sleeps above the garage in our house, and that room gets the coldest. And now that we bought curtains for that room, it's not so bad anymore. It's still a little bit chilly, but it's a lot better than it was. But I was a bit concerned because of how cold it was going to dip into. Now, I'm going to point out again, this is the South compared to other places in the United States. So, they're not used to this kind of weather. They're not used to it feeling like 11 degrees. In fact, 2 weeks ago, this is what I think happened. Winter heard me smack talking it. Because I was like, it's the day after Christmas. My kids are wearing shorts and t-shirts. Where's Winter? I don't see it. Because it was like 70 degrees that day. Sorry, coffee break. But yeah, where was I? See, my mind's jumping everywhere, trying to remember everything. But yeah, I was smack talking it, so I think it heard me smack talking it and decided to bring the weather down here. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, the kids aren't used to that kind of weather. So what we decided was, we're turning off the heat, top and bottom of the house. We turned off the thermometers, but we put on the space heaters. We figured out that it is a lot cheaper with the space heaters that we've bought, that will keep not the entire house, but certain rooms warm until this little cold area will blow over. I can't think of the word. My brain is not. Let me think of the word. But and that's what we're doing right now. So what we did was, they were all bundled up in I think my youngest room, and my son and my oldest, they were sleeping on the floor. We got the heater propped up on the dresser, so that way it can blow warm air out. Has a setting, if it falls over, it turns off automatically. Has a setting where it just goes on and off. Luckily, I think it's also cool to the touch, so you can't burn your hands. Don't want to risk it still. And you can also have it can go back and forth if you really want it to. We didn't want it to. We just kept it in one spot. And that's where they've been for, and it kept that room so nice and toasty. And we also have 2 heaters for downstairs for the living room, since it's an open room downstairs. So it's downstairs is feeling a little chilly, but I'm always on the cold side, so I can bundle up. And plus, I'm right next to a window all the time. But if you walk into the living room, which is right behind me, it feels fine. It's not like the warmest place, but you can deal. And we keep checking, because my husband can check our electric usage, and it's not so bad. It's definitely a lot cheaper than it would have been if we just let the heat going and it kicking into emergency heat all the time. So that's what we've been doing. We're planning on tonight to let the kids have one last sleepover kind of thing. But this time we're going to have them just downstairs. They're going to sleep on the couches and stuff like that. And my husband and I will sleep upstairs. And, let them have a nice one more day. Because tomorrow school was, I wouldn't say canceled. So they made preparations because of the what's been going around the world. They decided to change the school day from a day that was in March to tomorrow. So that way give people who who are in quarantine, actual time off instead. But it kind of coincided with the fact that we had a storm and there may not be school tomorrow, especially since I'm looking at the roads. There's not going to be school tomorrow. There's no way. Yeah. So they're not going to be able to, I think, clear the roads really well. It's going to turn to black ice really quickly. It always does. And it's just going to be a fact. But I don't know Wednesday. Some of the classes did prepare. With my son, he actually got all of his workbooks sent home, just in case school got canceled. And it won't be canceled. It's going to be an e-learning day. For their school. And my other two, my daughters, they got just a WebEx little sticker thing to scan so they can do WebEx. I'm like, there's no paper, there's nothing. The teachers haven't sent us any information on what's going on except my son's teacher. And I'm just like, okay, so there may be a e-learning day. So I figured I'm going to take the chance while the kids aren't having to be on at school or anything like that, so that way I can focus on doing a thing and record something. And then tomorrow's going to be a cleaning day, and then Wednesday, if it's an e-learning day, I'm going to be stuck at the dining room table making sure that all of them are logged into their classes. And it's not that I don't trust them, it's more the fact that I wouldn't say the internet sucks here, it's just that the Wi-Fi doesn't reach very far, and they're supposed to sit at a table. I have my table here. There's no way all three of them can sit here comfortably. So, but with the dining room table, they all can sit there. It's just that Wi-Fi sucks. So, trying to make sure that they can get logged in, get their lessons in. I'm usually there to make sure that, and plus, I also have the scheduling down pat normally. Like whenever they did have e-learning days, I knew okay, we log in at this time, we make sure that everyone's in, sit them there, and then get the next kid, logged in, ready to go. There's times where I wished we did do online learning, and then there's other times where I'm just like, I'm so glad I send them to school because it's hectic trying to make sure that they do stuff, and I feel like I'm way far behind on everything else because I really can't do anything but sit there to make sure that things are working. But they're excited right now because Saturday night I'm all over the place. So Saturday night it's supposed to start snowing. It didn't snow. I stayed up till 1:00, and the weather said there's snow in the area, and I looked. I'm like, no, there's no snow. But I knew it was going to happen. I just knew that it wasn't happening just yet, like the weather said. I stayed up a little bit longer in bed, just scrolling on my phone because I couldn't sleep. My mouth was still hurting at the time. Still is, but I just couldn't sleep very well. And then I finally did nod off because the next thing I knew, I woke up to ice and sleet hitting the window. And I'm like, okay, it started. I heard the wind howling. I heard, ice constantly hitting the windows. And I'm like, okay. And I went back to sleep until 7:30 on yesterday morning on Sunday. I hear my son moving And I'm like, it's about to begin. And I hear, snow! It snowed! And they're like screaming it snowed. And I'm here going, yeah. Because I was hearing the sleet, ice, everything hitting the house all night long. I'm like, yeah, sure, it snowed, right. It actually did snow. Not a lot. It snowed a little bit, and then everything else, and then it was like covered with ice. So it wasn't like that nice fluffy snow. And I tried to explain, I tried to explain to my kids that what they're seeing was not really snow, but they're from the South, guys. They don't know. So I tried to explain it to them, and they were just like, we want to go outside, we want to go outside. And I'm like, and I was fine with them going outside. I was just trying to explain, this isn't fluffy snow. It's not going to make that nice, perfect snowball that you want. It's going to be a little bit hard to make a snowman. You know, it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world. And they're like, okay. Can we go outside? I'm like, okay, let's go outside. And of course, it is cold when we go outside. And at first, when they went out, they kind of wandered a bit. And you could tell they had no clue what to do with it. Like, what do we do? It's like, just go play. Go play in the fluffy stuff. Well, not fluffy stuff, but go play in the hard ice-packed stuff. and they did. They tried to make snow angels. That was hilarious. My husband got in a video of our oldest attempting a snow angel. And then when she got up, the words that came out of her mouth was, "You can see the butt cheeks." It just caused it so hard that, you know, you saw the imprint of her butt. It's just like, oh my goodness, this kid. It was funny. And then our neighbors came out. They started playing around. They had sleds, and they were all attempting to slide down the hill that we have out here. Like our road is actually kind of a little bit of a hill. It's not enough, but it was fun seeing some of the kids, like, them doing a running jump and then land on their knees to try and slide down. And like, I just go, oh, my knees, that hurts. Oh, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. Nope, you can't pay me. But the kids had a lot of fun. They tried to throw snowballs. Didn't do a really well job. We didn't do any snowmen. We should have done it yesterday. That would have been the best chance, I think, would gotten a snowman. Our neighbors across the street actually built one. It wasn't as hard as it was today. We let them go outside again today, but they got a big surprise last night because we gotten everyone warm, hot cocoa. We didn't lose the power, thankfully. And still, hopefully, we shouldn't lose power now that things are starting to melt. But you'll never know. So knock on wood. But let's see. We had them go outside again this morning. They were ready to go. They were like begging us, like, come on. I'm like, okay. So we built these teeny tiny snowmen. There's like 3 little snowmen. And they're like in a row. I'll see if I can post a picture up here. If not, I think I have it put up on Instagram. So if you want to go check it out, you can. But yeah, I just let them have fun, and then my mouth started hurting, and I figured, okay, let's see if I can get a Wip Chat done, set up. I was going to set up, take some aspirin, and wait for my mouth to stop throbbing and everything, and then I realized my camera is not charged, and I'm like, of course. So I had to wait for that too. Decided to make myself some food while the kids got to play with their dad outside. They decided they wanted to go in the backyard. They made more snowmen. They made a snow mountain, and it was just all hard ice and slush, but they had fun, and that's mostly what counts. But at the same time, I was just like, this is not the perfect snow, guys, because my oldest, she's like, this is the perfect snow to make a snowball. I'm like, no, I wish I could just take you to a place that has more snow so you could see what the perfect snow is. But my husband's like, just don't ruin their fun, and I'm trying not to. It's just like, I want to show you what would be the perfect snowball. I just wanted to show it to her so she could have that experience. But it's either we would have to move up north, go vacation up north, or actually get a really good snowfall like we did when she was like 2. Oh my goodness, when she was 2 years old, we actually gotten a really good bit. So I've been hoping for something like that again, because they're all old enough to remember that now. So, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, and that's okay. But hopefully, keep your fingers crossed. As long as I don't lose power, that's all that matters. But yeah, right now we're planning on having them sleep downstairs to, so they're not sleeping on the floor again. Keep them nice and warm. And then I think, tomorrow there's no school, and then Wednesday we'll see if there's an e-learning day or not. So, in a way, I hope not, but at the same time, I kind of hope so. Just because I'm selfish and I don't want them to get sick, especially since everyone seems to be catching it now. It's gotten like way more contagious, and I'm just like, I'm over here going, you stay away from me. I'm good. I don't want it. I mean, like, I'm vaccinated, but still stay away from me. I don't want to catch it. And with all that's going on, like, so I have been having teeth issues, and I have another dentist appointment coming up. My husband has an eye appointment coming up. As dreaded as I shouldn't really done this, but we did a birthday party thing. We invited my neighbors for a birthday party for this Saturday, and then we invited her friends for the next Saturday. And luckily, all of her friends are in her classroom, so it's not like a widespread thing, because she was already telling me that the other 4th grade classroom, almost everyone but 2 kids was either they caught it or they were quarantined. Even the teacher was under quarantine, I think. I knew that, like, it's gotten so bad, and they're not doing e-learning for it. But they'll do e-learning for a snow day. It makes no sense in my opinion. Like, you have almost 0 kids in a classroom, but you're not going to... I'm getting into it. Never mind. Another coffee break. Let's see. But yeah, so I'm trying to stay calm. Trying to be like, we're doing mermaid themed party. Let me see. Do I have? No, I don't have an invitation to show you guys, but it's cute. It's just like splish splash. We're having a birthday bash or something like that. And oh man, she didn't get upset, but she came home after I gave her the invitations to give to her friends, and apparently some other kid, because we didn't invite him or anything, was like, mermaids are for babies. I'm like, oh great, we got someone who wants to spread his opinion around. And she was just telling us about how this kid, he's been picking on her or something like that. Just like, mermaids are for babies, cars are for babies. Basically, everything that a kid likes is for babies. And she goes to Gifted and Talented, and he's like, Gifted and Talented is for stupid people. And I'm just like, you know that he's just trying to do that to get a reaction. Just ignore him, sweetie. It's hard to tell her just ignore the guy, because I want to be like, are you freaking kidding me? Why isn't anyone doing anything about that? But apparently something happened. I don't know if it was that kid, because she didn't tell us about this. Her principal actually did. We dropped her off at school, and the principal was there. We usually wave to the principal as we're driving by. It's so nice to have a principal who's like greeting every kid, and just saying everyone's name, like knows each kid by name, and just like, how is it going? And so what happened was, we're on the car line, and we actually got to see him first for once, because normally it's just I hear him yelling their names like, "How's it going?" To all of them, and I had to tell my son, "You have to respond to this. Just don't be your grumpy self. Say hello, I'm good," like that. But we got to him. I want to say it was either Thursday or Friday last week, and he was like, "I just want you guys to know that we're taking care of the issue that's been going on from this kid that pushed." I'm gonna have to edit that. Sorry, I said my daughter's name. But basically he said that someone pushed my daughter, and we were like, "What?" And he goes, "We're taking care of it. We're getting things done." And he goes, "She didn't tell you?" Because normally she tells us all the time when someone's, hurting her, or like when someone's making fun of her. And we're just like, "No, she didn't say a darn thing." And he goes, "Well, I want you guys to be aware. We're taking care of it. The guy is already having consequences. And we're getting things settled out." So we're like, "Okay, well, thank you." And when we picked up our kids that day, we brought it up with her, and we found out it wasn't a push, but he actually punched her twice in the back. And I'm just like, "Why didn't you let us know?" And she's just like, "I don't know." Like, it's okay to let us know. This kind of stuff is very important to tell us, because I mean, like, if no one's going to take care of it, we want to know if no one's taking care of it, because, we want you to know that we're on your side. But yeah, apparently he's been dealt with. I don't know what that meant. But my oldest says that everything's good now. But what she was doing was telling him, because it was like, you're not supposed to talk during in the line, and he was being really loud about it. And she was just like trying to shush him, and he got, "You don't tell me what to do," and punched her in the back. So that was not cool. I'm glad that it's being taken care of, because that makes me mad, man. Oof. I don't care that I'm in pain right now with my mouth, but I would. You don't mess with my kids. I'm sure every parent's like that with their. You don't mess with their children. That's not cool, man. I'm trying not to get all riled up. It's hard not to. But yeah, let's see. But on the good note, she also brought home her report card. Apparently, they had like a little ceremony. And what's sad was we used to get to see the ceremonies online, but they didn't even do it this time. But they now have it posted for us. They sent a web link for us to look at. They sent the little award ceremony, and she got principal's honor roll, and also my son did too. So I was like, "Yay, guys!" All three of them did excellent. My youngest is improving with her reading. She's like way ahead of everything. Still got to work on math. I noticed that with my son, even though he has principal's honor roll, his his science skills apparently need work. So we're gonna have to work with him on that. The teacher was like, you see all these big high like scores, like, and it's like 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, and then you see science 2. Okay, so we know where your weakness is. It's science, which is kind of funny because he does love science too. So, and it's fine. It's not a big deal. We just want to make sure he's doing okay. All of them. We want to make sure all of them's doing okay. Now let's see. We are going to talk a little bit about my dentist appointment. I'm not going to go like crazy detailed in it. If you still don't want to listen to it, that's perfectly fine. You can stop here. I don't know if I have anything to say afterwards. I don't remember. But it went okay. I was kind of scared because I don't know what was going to happen. I knew that they were going to pull my tooth out. And then they were going to put synthetic bone material in it. And it literally was that. But my mind hyped it up to a lot worse than it could have been. And it was, in a way. It took a bit longer well, not a bit longer. It didn't. It just. Goodness gracious. So what happened was I went there. They actually saw me pretty quickly. They numbed me. I noticed this dentist because haven't really had experience with my new dentist that they handed me off to. She does this whole shaking maneuver when she's about to put the shot in your mouth and everything. And if this is bothering you guys, I'm sorry. Just, I'll just go ahead, leave. I'll see you in a different video. But yeah, so she does this whole shaky bit. And I'm like, oh, I remember this because I used to watch other videos that, show like stuff like that, and they say that it's supposed to minimize pain or make you distracted to be, from the pain and everything. But it was just like, I still felt the pinch. Goodness gracious. And then they have to go like on your roof of your mouth, and I'm like, I don't like this. And the whole time it's just like, just breathe. It's okay. It'll be over with. And it's like, my mouth numbs quickly, I guess, or something with the medicine, because I'm so used to before waiting several minutes for my mouth to get numb. And now it's just like, oh, it's instantly numb. Except this time, almost everything but the bottom part of my gum was numb. So I still felt pinches there. Not pleasant. Not pleasant at all. I'm not going to go into it. It's just that I just felt what they did on that area. They tried to numb it, and at a certain point, I was just like, I'm not going to bother telling them to try and keep numbing it, because it's getting painful with them poking me with that needle, and then like I'm going to keep going. I'm just breathe through the pain at that point, because everything else was perfectly fine. I didn't feel them when they did the whole extraction. I didn't feel anything else. It's just when they were touching that gum and then like having to do stitches, that was the only painful part of the entire thing during the procedure. And it was pretty quick for the most part, and even the dentist was like, man, this was a quick one. The only thing was I had to stay in longer because my mouth would not, it would not clot up at all. It kept bleeding a lot more. They said you did bleed a lot more than what normally would happen during a procedure like this. So they wanted to make sure I was okay, so they kept me in the room longer to see if I needed more stitches or if they needed to cauterize anything. Thankfully, they didn't need to do that. They did have to add more stitches, though, so that wasn't fun. And, I'm going to see them in 3 weeks to do the fillings that were next to that tooth and have a consultation about getting a dental implant or a bridge or whatever. But the bone graft is supposed to help even if I go with a bridge, to basically cover the gap, because once your tooth's pulled, the surrounding bone shrinks quickly, and then you have a gap there. So I understand why they did that. So especially since it's like so close to the front of my mouth, I'm kind of grateful they did that. I'm already embarrassed as it is. Take care of your teeth, guys. If you learn anything from this, please just take good care of your teeth. And I've tried to teach this to my kids because I don't want them to go down the same path I did. And they've been doing really good. A lot better than I did when I was their age. That's for sure. Because when I was their age, I already had so many cavities. And they have none. And I hope it stays that way. Knock on wood. But yeah, afterwards, we decided we were going to go to Walmart to do some birthday shopping. I'm not going to say what I got because I know my oldest can hear me what I'm saying, like from if she's listening closely. So I'm going to say we went to Walmart, we went birthday shopping, we went to look for groceries because I needed soup. The dentist was just like, soft foods, soups, don't make them too hot, no sipping through a straw, yada yada yada, because pain, dry socket, all that fun stuff. And And I just had the worst luck trying to find things. And of course, I was bad because there was like, okay, so I love conversation hearts. And they're so bad for you. They're just packed full of sugar, and I love them so much. And I can't eat them, but I still bought them. And I have ate some of them. I know, shame on me. But I've been trying to keep it on. I kept it on the other side of my mouth, and it's not as bad as it would have been like with chips and stuff. And I've been trying to take it very easy because I don't want to go see the dentist really quickly. Excuse me. But yeah, we went to Walmart. We gotten the birthday gift that we wanted to get. We gotten some groceries. We gotten some things that because we were supposed to pick up groceries that day, and we were told that, so many things that we picked up was substitution. So the other Walmart we went to, we saw that it was perfectly fine, and we're like, hey, we can get all this stuff. It's fine. And that's what we did. Because I needed a new toothbrush. I can't use it just yet. It's because it's an electric toothbrush, and I want to wait till my mouth's a bit more healed before I try and brush in that area with that thing. So I'm still using my old one for now. And then I didn't go to sleep when we got home, but I started feeling the whole pain thing though. Oh my goodness, it came strong, and I was just like, I don't feel great. I don't want to eat anything. I don't want to talk, and I had to, unfortunately, because the kids, kept asking questions, and it's like, and even my husband's all like, guys, your mommy's not doing well. Calm down. But they just want to talk your ear off, just like I want to talk people's ears off. Apparently, let's see. But yeah, it was okay for the day. It was painful, sore, but the next following days were the worst. I think, like I sincerely thought I had dry socket on the second day because of how much pain I'm in, and I kept tasting a bad taste. I'm not going to go into it. But it's fine now. It's still sore today. It's just not as in pain, which is great because I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to call the dentist tomorrow because everything's closed today. Wouldn't know if I could go in tomorrow or not because there's no way of getting out of the house. But yeah, it's just like I'm glad that it's starting to finally heal. I just think my mouth was just angry at me getting poked and prodded again. I can't say I blame it. I'm tired of getting poked and prodded with that darn needle and stuff. I don't want any more dental procedures, but I gotta. But yeah, let's see. I don't think I have any more dental work. Oh, I do have one thing. So, I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. Oh, one of the things is I like this Walmart that we went to because it has white chocolate raspberry creamer. And that Walmart has it, and I'm like, yes, we already ordered creamer for me. We ordered the hazelnut creamer, and I'm just like, can I please get this creamer too? He goes, that's a lot of creamer we're getting. I'm like, I know, but I really want this creamer. And he's like, yeah, all right, whatever. We do have a lot of creamer. So what I'm doing, I'm like switching it up every day. But I'm really enjoying the fact that I have white chocolate raspberry right now. I'm like, yummy. Especially now that I can drink a little bit more on the hot liquids instead of having it kind of on the lukewarm end. But, yeah. So my husband, I mentioned a few weeks ago that my husband was supposed to get eye surgery done on the 6th. And we were wondering why we couldn't get any word from the surgery center. And, well, good news and bad news. Bad news, he hasn't gotten his eye surgery yet. Good news is it's being done at the office instead of the surgery center, and it's going to be so much cheaper. So When we were told, when we first scheduled this in a long time ago, we got a phone call like the day before, 2 days before, and they were like wanting 1,600 plus upfront the day of the surgery, and we still didn't know when my husband would be seen. Or my husband's like, no, just cancel this. And then his eye gotten worse and worse, and then he went to see the doctor, and the doctor's like, you really need the surgery done. And my husband's like, yeah, but it costs 1,600. And the doctor seems surprised, like, that's with insurance? And my husband's like, yeah, that's with insurance. I don't think his doctor could believe that it was that much, but my husband said it's because of the anesthesia and stuff like that they're supposed to, that's why they charged it more, plus they're renting the place, and everything. But anyway, he gets a call from the actual office on the 5th, saying, we don't do that procedure at there anymore, but we do it here. We'll give you something to relax you, so it doesn't sound like he'd be under anesthesia. It'd be like some sort of medicine that he'll just take beforehand. And now he's going to take it. He's going to get this done on his on our daughter's birthday. So, and it's okay because it's a school day. We already have like birthday parties and stuff like that. She's going to have cake. We normally celebrate on the weekend. I know she's a little bit disappointed, but it should be fine. We already made plans. What's going to happen is I'm going to drive with my mother-in-law since I still have only a learner's. She's going to be sitting in the passenger seat. I'm going to go pick up the kids. I'm not going to try and park in the garage. I'm going to just pull in the driveway. His dad's going to be taking him in because it's scheduled like after school. So his dad's going to be taking him in, and then we're supposed to like pick up pizza afterwards, and just have a little miniature party after, at home, kind of like that. Just a little celebration for our oldest. And she seemed to be okay with that. She wanted cake, but my husband's like, you're getting a few birthday parties. There's going to be cake there. I think you'll be fine. You don't need a third place that has cake. But we shall see. But yeah, so I'm glad that it's cheaper. I'm sad that it's taking a bit longer. And he asked, could he get his other eye also worked on as well? And they said, no, it's going to have to be one eye at a time. They're actually had him scheduled to come in this Friday, upcoming Friday, to look at the other eye to get that scheduled in. So at least that's something. I feel bad that he's been having so much pain and dealing with all these issues with his eye, but I'm glad that it's now seems to finally be taken care of. So keep your fingers crossed. I don't know what's going to happen, so let's see. I don't think there was anything of importance. I'm going to probably cut it off here. And I'm so sorry, guys, that it's taken so long for me to come back. I was a wreck the last few weeks, and with everything going on. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to try and get an unboxing up. I don't know if I can, because it depends on if my kids are going to be home or not. And, everyone's all crowded in here right now. But yeah, I hope you guys like this video. And if you do, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye!